Hello everyone, JinLair here, back with the next week, week 5 of TechFour Diamond League. This week we're going to be facing Lions, Tigers, and Bears. The team that we have the least information of, we don't really have much information over all of them. Coek, we Warhawk watched like one game, which was very cringy of him, and Star Fox is a pretty good Zerg player. And she currently in my JSL group. She's my next opponent, but on top of that, she's 2-0 to everyone beforehand, including Captain Canuck, which I personally look at as one of. I've given his scores recently. I think he's probably a very, very good Protoss. Uh, Maybe not one of the best in minor league tournaments, but definitely in like the top 100, top 50 players. I think. Like Captain's really putting in some work. So if he gets 2-0'd and he kind of knew he was going to get 2-0'd, then I'm a bit worried. But honestly, TVP. I'm not worried about it. But we're going to be sending Magnath first. And one thing that I've heard is that Physics Noob, a Zerg player, is a very good Zerg player. And we're going to have Warhawk be sort of the designated Physics Noob sniper. And we're going to basically wait for them to bring out Physics Noob. We're going to hopefully take out enough people for them to bring him out. I'm going to be a Protoss sniper if they just send in some Protosses and Magnath is out. Then, yeah. I mean, usually I haven't really been played much. I've played, I think, one game this season, which was a time that my opponent was trying to go Nexus first, but weirdly didn't have a Nexus down like before my SCV got there, which is really really weird, especially on Eternal Empire. Like, if you're gonna go Nexus first, like you should have it down at that point. So yeah, Magnath is taking a little bit of a break. I'm not sure exactly what came up, but something came up, and yeah, I'll just be waiting a little bit. Let me check Discord real quick. No one said anything in Discord so far. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Magnath. It's been like 7 minutes now. It's 2:14. The match that was started at 2, and I've got a bit of a busy 2 days. Kind of want to just grab some chips because man, I am really hungry right now. That was almost perfect. I can't believe I timed that so well. So yeah, I'm not sure. Actually, now I think about it, Matt, I'm not. I don't know. I know it's one of my members on my team, but it might have been Magnath. There's someone in Discord that always has like their family screaming in the background, so it might have been something along those lines. It really wouldn't surprise me if something was going on behind it. Coek from Gosu. Not boring Gosu, just Gosu. And then PT Hero. I actually finally asked people from Discord. Apparently that stands for Platinum Heroes, which isn't which is confusing to me because that's not an actual team. That's just a Discord group. So I don't know why you would have that tag. Taking a bit of time. We gotta start off with a PvP on Eternal Empire, my second best map. And actually, I don't think I've actually ever seen a PvP on this map because I haven't been playing Protoss much, and I don't think I've been watching much PvP either. Outside of like the pro scene, that is. And okay, for a sec I almost confused each other. Okay, it said, yeah, here it says Born Gosu, but in his name it just says Gosu. It doesn't say Born Gosu. And I've seen people who are part of Born Gosu, which it says Born Gosu, which is really confusing. But ignoring the whole CTL teams, in the top right, representing JinLair PinkWings, it is Magnath. And the bottom left, representing Lions, Tigers, and Bears, Coek. Mirrored builds so far, tiny bit quicker for Coek. Assimilator. Eh. If you guys wanted to, you could just walk away, get some chips. Nothing crazy is going to happen yet. Both getting 2 gas early. One probe scout was a little bit sooner. Actually, quite a bit sooner. That's like the only big difference. Second gateway, and okay, that was weird. He didn't build a pylon there. And if he was scouting for like a proxy location here, like you would want to put all your units here. And that's one of the reasons I never proxy at like a location like this. So many people do, and you don't want to do that for 2 reasons. First of all, if you just keep a unit here, you have full vision. But on top of that, if you don't like individually rally like here, 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 and then here, which is gonna take a while, then it's going to take a while for your units to move there, then you literally could just move your units this way, and they could shoot you from the high ground. You can't shoot back. So generally, never proxy at a triangle location. You want proxy at the vertical location, pretty much no matter the map. Yeah, so far the builds are exactly mirrored, including the map. The only difference in terms of the map is slightly different pylon placement, and actually an extra pylon for Coek here. Just now building the pylon right at the natural base location. Double Stalker Sentry. Now this is something that's different, and I've actually seen this quite often. Shield Battery, interesting. And now he's going double Sentry. That's surprising to me. Is you can put extra gateways down? I don't see why you would want to go double Sentry, because that sucks up so much gas. You can't do anything, really. Looks like he might be about to build a natural base. Yeah, there we go. So now he's going to start banking up some gas as a result of it. No, he did. I don't know if he saw all those guys. He might have. He's pulled 2 probes for no reason. Why are you pulling so many extra probes, Coek? Like, you pull a probe here for no reason, then you pull 2 probes there. It's just kind of funny. I've done that quite a few times in my games as a Terran. I think what most of the time happens is that, like, you pull them to a location, and, like, you click, like, right next to a mineral patch. Like, I'll click, like, right here instead of, like, right here. Because, like, it's in, like, sort of, like, the hitbox of it. And, like, sort of, you see, like, the selection circle, but, like, you have to actually click on, like, the physical thing. Random pylon there, so maybe, like, proxy Stargate. Proxy DTE, unlikely, because there's no real reason to have the pylon so close. Or, okay, just proxy pylon for some double adept. That's good, too. Just don't have them on your side of the map. Just get them a lot closer. And he actually sees it, looks like. That's Magnath. Okay, that's his Phoenix. So he's Robo making something. And actually, he doesn't actually know what it could be. It's not a lot of the time when you see something make something making something, you don't have like a robot, you don't have, there's like a limited amount of options. You can usually kind of guess what it is, but this really could be an observer, it could be an immortal, or it could be a warp prism. But given that it's Twilight Forge, you wouldn't build both of that if you're going to go for a big push. So I don't think it's going to be an early warp prism. Yeah, you could build a warp prism, but yeah, I think just having an immortal in the center observers, I would personally like to see him making another observer. He's going to go for another immortal here, so he might be going for a warp prism after that. But personally, I think at that point it's a bit late. He's got double gateway coming up in a robo of his own. And also, why are you putting the 3 sentries here? You warped them in here. It's kind of like you forgot about them. Like, I don't see. I guess it's a comfortable position if like you force field the ramp, but you've got a shield battery on your natural and 4 stalkers here. It just seems like you're splitting up your army for little reason. Like, if you're gonna do that, why not have them like here to defend against drops? And the reason for that is that sentries are terrible at defending drops. So I feel like his sort of army spread is kind of. I feel like he's just probably like, it doesn't really matter too much where I put my army. No reaction here from Coek yet. So far, nothing super exciting in this game, but this damage is definitely adding up. Be good to shoot move here, yeah. That's a lot of kills. That's 11 kills? Could have been 12, but I mean, 11's still fine. Look at that. 10 workers up. Army's probably not even that much in favor of Coek. He's got 2 immortals, and his opponent's just had a robo finish. So he's about to have 1 immortal. 1 immortal. If he chronos, he could have 3 immortals to his opponent's 1. But I mean, with a shield battery at home, I just don't see this being like broken, because like when you're this far down in workers, like if you want to go for an attack, you like try to end the game, you have to either end the game right there and then, or you have to do like a big chunk of damage, and I don't really see that happening. This is one way it could happen, is if he stays on 2 bases and Magnath takes a third. But I personally don't think he's gonna do that. Yeah, he's just gonna go for a third base himself. I mean, trying to get up to workers when you lost that much is hard. It puts you behind, but it's not like you don't always have to go in all in like right when you lose a good chunk of workers. Oh no. Okay, this is starting to get bad though. I mean, this has happened. This is the 3rd time now. The first time might not have yielded much, but this is too much. That's 8 workers, so that's like nearly 20 workers killed from 2 adept shades. 23 workers total. I mean, the thing is, when you have this much army and your opponent just continually keeps sending shades in, you can just split up your army. And also, they have to shade in. Like, you can see the shades. You should just be following the shades, or at least splitting your army up, one towards the shades, one's towards the natural base, in case he just cancels the shades. Magnath is floating quite a bit. Actually, how many gates does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 gates. He's got a third base done a little quicker, but yeah, despite killing 23 workers, it's about equal in worker supply. It's really just the army that's quite a bit bigger. And the way that StarCraft 2 kind of works is when you have an army supply against when you have a worker advantage, it's better for you long term. But when you have an army supply lead, it's better for you short term, because it means that any fight, if it's just a straight up fight, you should win. Just based off of numbers, that is. There's obviously many different things that can happen. It's a very skill based game. It's very testing. But like this game would be a lot closer in Coek's favor if Magnath didn't attack here, because that army supply would slowly start to go in Coek's favor because he keeps making more workers. This I personally don't agree with. I feel like it would be better to just make a few more sentries, and then you can actually force field that. But he's gonna go around to the third base, and yeah, I don't. He doesn't have shield batteries here. It's not that far off actually, and he's got 5 Archons to 4. He's got 2 Immortals. Does he have Storm? Neither player has Storm. Both have +2. This is actually a surprisingly close fight. However, this is something generally you don't want to do. You don't want to like wait right outside the opponent's base, because you might barely be in vision. Luckily for him, he's a pixel off. The thing is here, even if he ignores the army, he could kill the third base. But generally, that's not something that's good because that will give your opponent an army lead. He's not micring back at all. Guardian Shield is very late. This looks like it's going to go in Magnath's favor. Yep, that's going to do it. Even some Hallucinate Archons. That's going to be it. GG. Magnath takes game 1 with some insanely cost-effective Adepts. 4 Adepts killing nearly 20 workers. that was really just a downward spiral for Coek there. Just didn't see the Adepts and lost so much because of it. So that'll do it for game 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you guys in game 2.